Hello and welcome back to Tungsten Tales, where I'm taking you through the updated betting for the PDC Premier League. Of course, Michael van Gerwen went into the tournament as favourite, but not too far behind was Peter Wright. We'll see how those odds have changed and look ahead to the third night in Cardiff at the Motorpoint Arena. Of course, Michael van Gerwen, I mentioned, was the favourite going into, and that remains the same. He's 10 to 11. You can get him at evens at some particular bookies, but around the evens mark for Michael van Gerwen to win the Premier League once again. And Peter Wright has dropped slightly. He's around 6 to 1 now. Started out around 4s, but not the greatest of form in the opening couple of weeks. Of course, suffered a loss in the first week before getting back on the horse in week 2 in Nottingham. And 6 to 1 seems fairly generous for the current reigning world champion. A little bit further down the betting order, you've got Rob Cross. Of course, lost 2 stone in weight. He's not throwing at the moment with his new darts, but he's throwing on the practice ball with them, and he says they're going extremely well. We've seen in the opening 2 weeks, he collected 3 points. He's looking very strong. If he can adapt to the new weight, obviously the 2 stone he's lost, then there's no reason why we can't see the world champion form of Rob Cross return in this year's Premier League. It's drawn out over 3 or so months, so if he can collect points when he's not quite at his best, then there's no reason why he can't go on, reach the playoffs, and of course anything can happen at the O2. Looking into Cardiff, there are 2 games that particularly stand out for myself. That's Johnny Clayton versus Michael Smith and Glenn Durrant against Gary Anderson. We'll start with the challenger, Johnny Clayton. He's never played in the Premier League before, but he has got pedigree. I've seen him in the Players' Championship finals, reach latter stages there. Has had some good performances on the Euro Tour and of course the Pro Tour as well, so does merit a pick in the Premier League as a challenger, and he takes on Michael Smith. Smith has an excellent start. In last week, halfway through his game, he was averaging 120. Didn't quite maintain that, only got a point in the end somehow, but he's playing some excellent darts, reached the Masters final. You'd expect him to pick up the win. He's around 5 to 6 to pick up the win, so fairly generous, I believe. And then Clayton around 12 to 5. You think, despite having the home crowd with him, you think Smith probably will have too much. In the other game, Dozer against Gary Anderson. Anderson started the season well with 3 points. He seems to be going pretty well. Of course, drew with the world champion Peter Wright last week in Nottingham. He's evens to beat Dozer, who's also started with 3 points, around 15 to 8 for him. Drew with Fallon Sherrick last week. Picked up a win in his opening week against Daryl Gurney. He's looking very strong, Dozer, and it's only a matter of time before he really starts making a name for himself. And if he can set a good lead and a good start in the Premier League, there's no reason why he can't go on and win this tournament. Gary Anderson evens the favourite to win that one. All the coverage of Cardiff, the Premier League, will be here on Tungsten Tales, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and we'll see you soon.